Which is better, playing by the book or homebrewing your own rules and material?
Say it with me now, kids. It depends. So, obviously, I'm a game designer, which means I'm a forever DM, and obviously, because I like designing things, I design things whether I'm being paid to or not. I always come away from reading a role-playing book thinking, oh, they missed this, that, the other. I can add this, that, the other to the game. I can increase the options for my other players for the different things that they want to do that aren't included in the rules. So obviously that's where I'm coming from. But sometimes people want that core experience, or they want the lore or the world that is associated with the game, right? So a lot of people want Forgotten Realms if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, or they want Eberron or whatever else, and a lot of people are very invested in the lore, and so if you start dicking around with it, you end up upsetting your players. The same way the Rings of Power upset Tolkien fans by dicking with the lore, right? It's on a more personal basis, and people are a bit more understanding, perhaps when it comes to sitting around a table and playing a role-playing game, but the basic principle is the same. People are there to play the game, and if you're not offering the game, that can create issues. This is especially a problem, I think, with 5th edition, because they've made every setting, kitchen sink, and so the uniqueness and specialness of different settings, like Planescape or Spelljammer or Forgotten Realms or Greyhawk or whatever else, is lost if you try and run it as a 5th edition game, because people are coming to the table with expectations that their ninja, Aasimar, druid, multi-class, whatever, is going to be acceptable in whatever game they go to. And then if you try to enforce the lore or the world as you've played it for years, you run into people who get upset, right? But everyone homebrews, because you can't provide a rule in a rule book that covers every possible situation. So just by making rulings rather than rules necessarily at the table, you are homebrewing on the fly anyway. And people always want to do things differently. And if you're a good games master and the request is reasonable, you will allow it. So just the act of playing is a constant process of homebrewing anyway. And there are interpretations of lore and there are interpretations of rules. Less so these days than it used to be, I think, because of the internet and people cross-communicating so much. It used to be that every table was very distinct in the rules that they had and the spin that they had on the lore and the setting and so on. That's gone away a bit, but even so, homebrew, you can't avoid it. But the amount of emphasis you put on by the book or the lore, varies from person to person, group to group. It depends. It depends.